So let's look at the meanings from the first verse. So this particular chapter is called Vishwarupa Darshana Yoga. And it starts with Arjuna Vacha Mad Anugrahaya Paramam Guhyam Adhyatma Sangitam Yatva Yuktam Vachastena Mohoyam Vigato Mama. So now what has happened to Arjuna is he has come out of this moha, this delusion. He started off with delusion. If you remember, the first chapter was Arjuna's delusion. Arjuna Vishada Yoga. Vishada, in some form of sorrow. Sorrow is always an outcome of delusion. Yes or no? Think about it. Sorrow is always an outcome of some kind of mental drama. You turn off the mental drama, there is no sorrow. There is only peace. Because there is no anticipation, there is no expectation, there is no rejection, dejection. None of that. The mental drama is not there. So when the drama stops, how will the drama stop? The drama has to stop on its own. You cannot go and kill the drama. You cannot, because the director is you. Who are you going to kill? You are the producer, the director, the script writer, the lyricist, dance director, music director. Who are you going to kill? Who are you going to, how do you stop the drama? Because you don't know what to catch hold of. So this moha goes off, or this delusion goes off when, or the sorrow goes off when this delusion goes off. Delusion of what? Delusion of this mental drama. Vedanta gives it names. Vedanta says, oh, the identity that you're carrying about yourself, you are this small limited identity. This is a delusion. This is your mother, your father, your son, your wife, your husband. This is your delusion. This is your house. This is my car. This is my neighborhood. This is my school. This is my office. This attachment of this mind to the object. This is all moha. It creates a certain moha. And because of which there is sorrow. Moha, we attach, or we create this attachment to this moha is because we think we will get joy. Right? Why do we attach to something? Because we want joy out of that thing. And then when you get a slap from life, then you realize, ayyo, that is not giving me joy. It is giving me sorrow. Notice this, in the world, the thing that you invest the most in is the thing that will give you the most sorrow in the world. If you invest yourself in Bhagavan, in spiritual pursuit, in Adhyatma sadhana, it will give you will have difficulties, but it will not give you sorrow. But when you invest your energies, your time, your mind, your emotions, everything on something on the outside, in the world, with people, with things, with objects, the same thing is bound to bring you sorrow. And this is the truth. Nanyata na anya pantha ayanaya vidyate. Know this, there is no other way. This is the truth. Etat satyam. And generally people ask, what is the truth? What are you talking about? What are you seeking? What is truth? This is truth. When eyes open suddenly, when you know that this is the truth. If I'm going to invest my life energy on things in the world, the same things is going to cause me sorrow. We invest thinking that it will give me joy, but it will give you sorrow. You ask why like that? That is the nature of the world. That is the nature. When you say the world is unfair to me, it is utter stupidity to expect fairness from the world. Nobody in the world will be fair to you. Understand this. This is another truth. Expecting fairness in the world is utter stupidity. Because everybody is just looking out for themselves. They are not wanting to be unfair to you. They are not trying to do that because they've got better things to do. It is just that it will seem unfair to us. And we don't know a lot of times when we are unfair to others. So seeking fairness in the world is completely unreasonable. That will also lead us to sorrow. So there are several things that we know in the world will lead us to sorrow. And we learn this either through this jnanam, understanding comes through teaching, comes through scriptures, comes from the guru, or comes from experience of life. Experience of life teaches us all of this, but we should be willing to learn. Learning is our prerogative. It is our responsibility. Otherwise, life will keep presenting the same exact lesson to you repeatedly. My guru says, till you learn, life will keep repeating the same things again and again. And we will find ourselves in a cycle. We'll say, why am I stuck in this? Because we have not learned these truths. What we invest in the world and in people and in events or situations or objects in the world, that is bound to give us sorrow. So when this realization dawns, there is only joy. We will not go back to that object and say, see, I invested so much, you're giving me sorrow. No, it is bound to give you sorrow. So you're not going to talk about it. You've realized. Right? And in the same way, anything that what is the other thing that I said? This is one truth. Right? Anything we invest into the world. The other thing we said,
expectation that the world will be fair to us.
Expectation is one. This is another thing that we mentioned. Anyways, so this is probably an offshoot of the same idea, right? So as long as we recognize this, so when a truth dawns upon us in reality, it is not intellectually, in experience, truth dawns upon us, you will see those situations will vanish away from our life. It will vanish. It will certainly vanish. You'll see 15 years ago, the conditions and situations that occurred to you in your life doesn't occur to you anymore because you've grown out of it, because life doesn't have to give you those experiences now. Life doesn't have to give you those experiences. It will not give. It will not grind the batter that is already been ground. It's done. Idli mava is done and it is. So once it's done, it will not start again grinding it, because it grinds it because it realizes you have not become a fermented idli mava. You have not become the fermented idli batter, so it will keep grinding you. The same thing, it will keep grinding you. So delusion. So the idea is here, Arjuna is woken up from that delusion. After so much of conversations and um, explanation from Bhagavan, he is woken up from that delusion. So what he is saying, Mad Anugrahaya. Mat Anugrahaya means out of compassion to me, Paramam, of great compassion towards me, Guhyam Adhyatma Sangitam, the spiritual knowledge that you have conferred upon me, Yatva Yoktam Vachastena, whatever these words that you have spoken to me out of compassion, now my moho yam vigato mama. My moha is dispelled. And then he goes on to say, Oh Bhagavan, now I would like to see this. So you explained this beautiful form of yours. Bhava apyayau hi bhutanam shrutau vistarasho maya tvattah kamalapatraksha mahatmyam api chavyayam. So I have heard all of this in full detail about all this. The world comes into you, appears from you, dissolves into you, it resides in you. All of this I've heard about you. I've heard all of this. It comes from your Kamala Patraksha, from your lotus eyes. All of this comes out and goes back. Now I want to see this. Evam etat yatha atha. Whatever you've spoken, tvam atmanam parameshwara drashtumichhami te rupam. I would like to see that rupam of yours. Drashtumichhami te rupam aishwaram purushottama. O Purushottama, I would like to see this Parama Ishwara of Parama Ishwarya form of yours. All so many. We saw in the previous chapter about 25 odd verses. Bhagavan is describing, I am this, I am that, I am this, I am that. And even before that, he is described. Right? 9th and 10th chapter is pretty much filled with all this. So when he's saying all this, now Arjuna is saying, I am now filled with this awe. Moha is gone. Now the sorrow is gone. This delusion, the sorrow is gone. And now I am experiencing the state of awe. Now he is not wanting to, okay, now I understood. Now let's go back to war. He's still absorbed in that joy of listening to Bhagavan. And now he is in no rush to fight. He's no hurry to fight. Because he knows whatever needs to happen through me will happen. Bhagavan himself is standing here and he is talking so much. People are waiting for the war. Why should I worry? See, understand this. Suppose Arjuna is saying, see, this is what happens to us. Intellectually, we would understand. Seri, purinjiruthupa. Abdimbo namba. We'll say, yeah, now understood. Can we go back to this thing? So you only told, no, what is important? Let's go back now. Come. So like, you didn't get the whole thing. If I told I am controlling everything, if you have actually understood, then again you will not show eagerness for war. You understand? At the starting, he is showing complete despair for war, he's got dissonance for war. He doesn't want to have a war. And now when he's understood, is he saying that, okay, now I understood, let's go for war? No. If somebody says like that, then you know he has not understood. Get it? It's a very subtle thing. A lot of times we think we have understood. Kenopanishad brings that out very beautifully. The Guru tells the Shishya, when you think you have understood, know that you have not understood. Because understanding is not of thinking. Understanding should result in changing of your behavior, your character. It should change. Somebody else should notice that change. Within you, you should have settled. Okay. Now he is spoken so much that he is Bhagavan, he is the Supreme Lord, he is this creator. This whole creation principle is this person who's standing in front of me. this tattva, this principle is now come in this human form. If I've really understood, I will just let go. I will neither say I don't want to fight, nor will I say I want to fight. I've become nimitta matram. That will be the experience. I will not go and say, oh Bhagavan, now I become your instrument. No, you will not say that also. You understand? These are very subtle things. In our experience also, we should very, with awareness, we should monitor this thing within us. Right? A lot of times you'll say, Vedantam, I understood Vedanta. You see the fallacy in that statement? If one has really understood Vedanta, somebody will recognize that in him. He will never go around saying he's understood Vedanta. This is a very subtle place of recognition. And it's a place to slip also for us. Very easily slip. So Arjuna here is saying he's in no hurry to now go and fight the war. He's understood. Moha is gone. Delusion is gone. Sorrow is gone. He is feeling joyful. He has truly understood what Bhagavan has told. Hence, he is not showing the eagerness to go and fight now. He's saying, anyways, Bhagavan is doing everything. I've understood that. May he make me his instrument when he feels like. I will share my desire. My desire is I want to be in this joyful state. Even if Bhagavan would have told at that time, if he asks, see, which is why the next verse is extremely important, which is verse 4. He says, Manyase yadi tat shakyam. Manyase, if you think, oh Bhagavan, and if it is possible by me, drashtum iti prabho, show this to me. Manyase yadi tat shakyam maya drashtum iti prabho. If you think, oh Bhagavan, if you think I will be able to perceive this, then show me. You see, these are very small things we should notice in the Bhagavad Gita. We can just translate it and go. Arjuna is saying, oh Bhagavan, if you think it is possible by me, can you show me this thing? And we can move on. But we have to appreciate his state of mind now. He has come to a place of complete recognition, acceptance, and understanding. And so if Bhagavan, for example, would have told him, Illappa, I'm in no mood to show you Vishwarupa Darshanam. Let us finish with the 10th chapter, you see. Let Vyasa add these 5 verses in the 10th chapter and we'll close the 10th chapter. Time are there. We got a war to fight. If Bhagavan would have said that, Arjuna, important to note is Arjuna would have said, okay. That is also important to understand. Arjuna would have said, okay. I mean, I don't know if he would have said, okay, but by noticing his state of mind, if you read between the lines and you try to recognize the state of mind, he yearns the Lord's grace to be able to see this beautiful form that Bhagavan has described. But if Bhagavan says, no, I don't think you are capable to see that now, he will resign to the fact. He'll say, okay, maybe so, because this is so vast. Will you be able to receive it? There is one, I remember the story. My mama went to some very advanced spiritual guru. And he went and stood in front of him and he told him, give me jnanam. And then he suddenly laughed. The guru laughed. Then my mama was like really wondering, why are you laughing, Swamiji? then he said, I am giving, you are not receiving. Yes, Mama.
நொச்சரோட ஒரு படிச்சிருந்தது கிளாஸ்க்கு முன்னாடி அதை சொல்றாரு. ரமணரை பத்தி சொல்றாரு. ரமணர்கிட்ட வந்து ஒரு பையன் போனாங்க. போயிட்டு ஐ ஹாவ் ரெட் அபவுட் ராமகிருஷ்ணா பரமஹம்சா அண்ட் ஐ ரெட் தட் ஹி ஹேட் பிளஸ்ட் விவேகானந்தர் வந்து தலை கை வச்சு ஹி காட் ரியலைசேஷன். ஸோ கேன் யூ டூ தட் ஃபார் மீ ஆல்சோ அப்படின்னாங்க. ஸோ பீப்புள் அரௌண்ட் ஆர் ஷாக்ட். பகவான் வந்து ஆஸ் யூஷுவல் கொஞ்ச நேரம் மௌனமாக இருந்தாங்க. அப்புறம் கண்ணை திறந்துட்டு இஸ் த கொஸ்டின் ஆஃப் விவேகானந்தா அப்படின்னாரு. எவ்வளவு பெரிய தத்துவம் இது. இஸ் த கொஸ்டின் ஆஃப் விவேகானந்தா. இட் மீன்ஸ் ஆர் யூ இன் a position to
Position
receive
to
it?
receive.
பவ்யம் இருக்கா? Your attitude, your bhavana, is that the that of a seeker?
Correct. Are you the right? Are you recipient? Are you the, when you say adhikaratvam in the sadhana, in the before the sadhana chatushtaya, there is in Tattvabodha, there is one of the prerequisites for Vedanta study, they call it adhikaratvam. Now, the way I look at adhikaratvam is this: the ability and that earning and yearning and that fire that I want to seek and I want to receive. So if Krishna would have told, no, I don't think, after all this, I still think that you need to work your way. You have to do. Now you understood intellectually, but for you to bring it into experience and practice and all that, it will take time. Indra was sent back several times by Brahma. Brahma, is it? Who sent him back several times? And I don't remember which.
பிரம்மா தான் குருஜி. பிரம்மா தான் வந்து பிரம்மஞானம் வந்து அவர் எல்லாருக்கும் வழக்கெல்லாம் அவர் தான் இது பண்ணுவாரு.
Correct.
goes to it.
Indra goes, and every time he goes for 12 years. He says, go now for 12 years, do the sadhana and come back. Again he comes. Something, he'll give sadhana like go and sweep, then go and wash, and go and do this work, that work. Several times he'll send him. So like that, here for whatever reason, Arjuna was a recipient. He was a true seeker, and he put himself in a position where he really is yearning and seeking and wanting. And we have seen, those who know of Mahabharata, we have seen how Arjuna's relationship with Krishna, even if Bhagavad Gita wouldn't have occurred as the way it occurred, where Krishna gave the full glorious view of himself, Arjuna's experience of Krishna has always been that this Krishna, I have to learn, seek, and submit myself to this personality. Right? It is always of that bhava. That bhava was always there. So now he is going into that bhava to say that Manyase yadi tachakyam maya drashtumiti prabho yogeshwara tato me tvam darshayatmanam avyayam. So show me this avyaya, imperishable form of yours, O Bhagavan. If you think it is, I am worthy of it. See, look at this. Again, Krishna, we have to remember this again and again. Arjuna is known as the world's greatest warrior at that time. And look at the humility with which he's asking. It's not false humility. It is not show. He is not standing on a stage where 18 Akshayani Senas are watching, okay, let's see what Arjuna is going to do. And then he's doing this drama and nothing. It is a complete, abashed, naked conversation between his guru and Sishya, or Bhagavan and the disciple, the Bhakta. It's a naked conversation. So where he is completely, and in that he's showing that humility comes out, right? So his whole identity of me, the warrior, Savyasachin, and again, Bhagavan Krishna, everywhere he calls him great names, right? Parantapa, Savyasachin, Amogha, all of that he calls him. We said at least 11 names he calls him during the whole Bhagavad Gita. So, and all of these names are great names that holds him in high stature in society. Despite that, he is humble. He's saying, if you think I'm worthy, oh Bhagavan. Now Bhagavan says, okay. Okay, Bhagavan realizes that yes, here is a worthy disciple or a worthy bhakta to whom I can display all of this. Shri Bhagavan uvacha pashya me partha rupani shatashotha sahasrashah nana vidhani divyani nana varna kritini cha. Behold, hundreds and thousands of forms and shapes and sizes and colors. Sahasra shirsha purushah sahasraksha sahasrapad Sabhumim Vishwato Vritva Atyatishtat Dashangulam. Purusha Suktam. So now he is about to show that. He's saying, okay, now see. But then he realizes, Pashyadityan Vasun Rudran Ashvino Marutas Tatha Bahun Bahun Bahuni Adrishta Purvani. Bahuni Adrishta Purvani, which is something that you have never seen before. Bahuni Adrishta Purvani. Before this, you wouldn't have seen such forms. Pashya Ascharyani Bharata. Behold, with all these marvels you behold, O Arjuna. And then Krishna himself realizes, but for this, you can't use you will not be able to experience it through the present limitations of your present senses. It is limited. So he says, Ihaikastham Jagat Kritsnam Pashya Adya Sacharacharam Mama Dehe Gudakesha Yachanyad Drishtam Ichhasi. So whatever you wish to see, you will see in this universal form. But Natumam Shakyase Drashtum Anenaiva Chakshusha. But you cannot see all of this, O Arjuna, with these eyes. Swachakshusha. With your physical eyes. Divyam Dadamite Chakshuhu. Now I give you Divya Darshana. Divya Chakshuhu Dadami. Pashyame Yogam Aishwaram. So now I give you Divya Drishtihi. And now who else has received Divya Drishti in the Mahabharata story? Sanjaya. Sanjaya has also got Divya Drishti. From who? From Veda Vyasa. And that is also a story of humility. We discussed this, right? If this man, Dhritarashtra, did not want to hear or listen or speak anything about the war, why should he ask for Sanjaya to be given that? Correct? If I don't want to discuss, I don't want to think about it, I just want to be peaceful in my own, come and tell me the outcome of the war. I want to be peaceful. I leave everything to God. I can't do anything. Chumma anga idha indirka, what is happening there? What is happening there? You keep thinking, and your present state here is completely disturbed, right? This is what happens to us also. See, this is why they say, why we say that a lot of watching of television and social media is not good is for this reason. Because it distorts your present state. It distorts your reality. Right now, you are peaceful, calm, composed. Your mind is in Bhagavan. And suddenly some message comes, one phone call comes, alert comes, alert and notification comes. Finished, right? Completely. And that notification wouldn't be happening to you here. It would have happened to something, to someone, somewhere, whatever, right? But it completely distorts your present state of your consciousness. How does this happen? And you have no control over it. This is why social media, it is important to, even if you have to be on social media, you should look at it for a period of time during the day and then keep it aside. If there is a need or a necessity, look for it for a period of time, keep it aside. Then continue your day, whatever you're doing, the activities. If you want to watch television, if you feel so, for a period of time, watch television and that's it. Move out. Let it not come into your lives. Let it not intrude your day-to-day activity. Then you become a slave. And which is what happens to most of us. We go here, there, you feel so busy, you exhausted and fatigued during the whole day, and still don't feel like you've achieved anything. You still feel like, oh my God, I'm just burnt out. Why? Because we are all over the place. Now, this has happened to Dhritarashtra. See, if Dhritarashtra were to see with his Divya Drishti, actually Veda Vyasa offered Divya Drishti to Dhritarashtra first. But he said, no, 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 I don't want to watch. I'll not be able to bear this, that, and the other. All nonsense, he said. And then he said, okay, give it to Sanjaya. If you didn't want to watch, why did you want to give it to Sanjaya and then listen to running radio commentary, Madri? Right? So now Sanjaya has got this now. See the beauty of what Sanjaya receives, which Dhritarashtra missed. Sanjaya, although he is now carrying the duty of having to narrate the whole Mahabharata war, but Bhagavan gave him this whole Vishwarupa Darshanam, and that made it worthy for everything, right? Everything else that he does is made worthy just by this particular one incident that has occurred. That will occur now. So now how Vedavyasa beautifully now brings Sanjaya into the, suddenly Sanjaya comes in. See, last how many chapters we went through, Sanjaya wasn't there. Now suddenly Vyasa remembers and brings in Sanjaya because he is somebody who can now see what Arjuna is seeing. Right? Nobody else in the battlefield can see what now Arjuna is seeing except for Sanjaya, who's not even in the battlefield. So the next verse, the 9th one, goes to Sanjaya now. Sanjaya uvacha evam uktva tato rajan mahayogeshwaro harihi darshayamasa parthaya paramam rupam aishwaram. Having spoken thus, O Raja, he is telling Dhritarashtra, Sanjaya, the Lord Krishna is now about to display his opulence and his supreme form to Arjuna. And he continues, Aneka Vaktra Nayanam. So, which means now the Divya Drishti has been offered to Arjuna. It's been offered to Arjuna. Sanjay already has it. And what does he see? The first thing he sees is Aneka Vaktra Nayanam. Eka Aneka Adbhuta Darshanam. Aneka Divya Abharanam. Divya Aneka Ayudha Aneka Darshanam, Aneka Divya Abharanam, Divya Aneka Udyata Ayudham. All the weapons that have been that this massive form is carrying. So he's saying Aneka Vaktra, faces are many, many faces, infinite faces. Aneka Nayanam, he's saying seeing many faces, many eyes. Adbhuta Darshanam, it is absolutely stunning, this darshanam, this vision that I'm having, that Arjuna is having, and hence because of that Sanjaya is having. Aneka Divya Abharanam, so many ornaments. Divya Aneka Udyata Ayudham. All these, and then all of these forms are carrying so many different forms of weapons, different kinds of weapons. So this is the experience that now Arjuna is starting to see, and Sanjaya is also experiencing this. Okay. So let us also, so we pause there with the 10th verse today, 11th chapter. So let us remember that this is the reward that Arjuna is getting for who he is, not for what he did, for who he is. When you get a reward for who you are and not for what you did, it's far more fulfilling. Correct? When life rewards you, not for what you did, but for what you are, who you are, that's far more fulfilling. Because the reward that you get for what you did, you get a reward, you'll feel like, oh, I have to do something else, something more, something this, I need that reward, that this thing will be there. And you will not know what all kinds of karma you will incur, and the whole process can again become sullied. But if we focus on who we are, what we are, the reward that life gives will be everlasting, and it will be fulfilling. Because there will be no hankering anymore. All you will want is Bhagavad Darshanam. Right? This is what Arjuna is showing to us. If we are like a Arjuna, then we will get a Krishna. If we are, like Mama said, if we are like a Vivekananda, we will have a Ramakrishna. So the kind of guru we bring is also, it is our, what we are, who we are, pulls upon us the right guru. Right? So we'll pause here today. Om Kayena Vacha Manasendriyerva Buddhyatmana va Prakrite Swabhavat Karomi Yatyat Sakalam Parasmai Narayanaayeti Samarpayami Sadashivayeti Samarpayami Jagadambikayeti Samarpayami Sadgurunathayeti Samarpayami Hari Om Tat Sadgurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.